All right, this is how to old school powder ski. Thanks to Brendan Close for filming these and coming out and skiing with me. So we're going to look at this video several times in a row, and I have some information on the sides. So you can see the technique what I have listed on the side there, and this is what we talked about in the other videos. And we're going to look at the lower body and the upper body in slower motion here coming up in a second. All right, so when we focus on the lower body, the key here is when I pressure down, you see that I'm actually having my skis very close together. In fact, it's almost like one pressure point. Now I extend up for the pop and the rise phase, the skis can be, they're a little bit further apart. But generally speaking, you look at my knees and there's no daylight between them. So that's kind of a key focus for this type of skiing. You know, if we look at my upper body, you can see that my shoulders are always straight down the fall line, so is my head and my vision. If you look at my arms, they might move up, down, left, right, but they do not move forward and backward. They stay in front of my knees and my hips. The pull motion is greater than that of mogul skiing. Here you can see I plant in front of me, and then I allow the pull to travel all the way behind me. When we look at the center of mass for these turns, it should flow directly down the fall line. And what you're doing is you're making fine-tuned pressure adjustments with your weight for your turn control. Okay, this is just one more time at full speed. And again, I'm adding an extra jump just because it's a kind of not a steep area, and it helps me gain speed. So now this is further up the slope, so it's a little steeper, a little deeper, and I don't have to add that fake jump anymore. You can see the motion's a little bit more dynamic here. You read the text on the left. I can't talk that quickly, but this talks about deflection of my legs. As you make these turns, your center of mass kind of stays put, but your legs start moving further out to either side for your turn shape. And that becomes important when you look at the rebound. So here, when we look at just my feet, they're going to come closer into frame here. But again, you're going to see that my skis, when I'm pressuring downward to build that base of support, it's really almost like a mono ski. In fact, you'll see my skis overlap each other all the time. The uphill and downhill ski, they overlap each other. Again, with the steeper run, I don't have to jump so much. It's mostly the snow and the ski that's bringing me out of the snow. And my legs are completely locked together. There's just very little daylight coming out of them. Now on the uphill or the extension phase, you will see my legs separate just a little bit. Like right there, my skis separate a little bit. When I come back down, they're very close together. I am fighting the rocker on these to keep my weight forward. Like right there, I'm fighting the rocker a little bit. And that's something I'm still learning because these are my first rockered pair of skis, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's hard to get skis that aren't rockered. Okay, now we're going to look at this at my upper body, and it's the same thing. So with this, as we saw before with the lower speed stuff, so here the pulls, again, my arms don't move forward. I don't stretch my arm out to pull plant, but I do move my wrist to bring that pull very far forward. And the steeper the run, the longer pull you basically need. But keeping your arms in that kind of region helps keep your balance. But again, my upper body is very square to the fall line. It doesn't move. There's no shoulder rotation at all. Like in modern skiers, there's a lot of upper body rotation. But in this type of skiing, you have no upper body rotation or very little. This video is slowed down. It's 25% of normal speed. Okay, so one of the keys that Brendan kept mentioning was that I don't really think about is very true. Is that this is fully committed front of the ski type skiing. So 100% shin pressure on the boot. If you're not weight forward, you're not going to be able to perform these type of turns where it's going to be very difficult. So let's just it again at full speed. And you can see I got a face shot right there, which means something very different these days. And you can see it. I make a lot of turns, but I'm moving very quickly. Compare that to modern skiers, powder skiers that make very few turns and move somewhat quickly. Anyway, that's just kind of the rundown. Hope you guys enjoyed it.